What's going on, guys? This is Miasin. So we just got a bunch of new cards announced. Well, actually, I'm kind of late, not gonna lie. So, yeah, new Chaptrix cards and the new rank 4 monster, pretty interesting, as well as the full spoiler set for Battles of whatever, Crystal Revenge or something, which does have a very interesting new card for Cyber Dragon. So before this video starts, make sure you like and subscribe, check me out on Twitch and Instagram, blah, 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 blah. Alright, let's get right into the first one. Sacred Sheep Tree Baromet. So yeah, rank 4 Earth Plant exceeds 1900 attack, 2k defense, generic, 2+ level 4 monsters. You can only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn. You can detach one material from this card, then target one normal trap in your grave, place it on the bottom of the deck, then draw one card. This is actually pretty bad, not gonna lie. Like, you really don't benefit off of getting back a normal trap from your grave into the bottom of the deck at all. If a normal trap card is activated, you can detach one material from a monster you control, and if you do special summon one level 4 monster from your hand. Would have been actually really nice if it could actually revive back a monster from the graveyard as well. Like, any level 4 from your hand or grave would have been really cool, but only from the hand makes this card really neg. So, I actually don't think this card is good at all. It's pretty hard to summon. I mean, it's not that it's hard to summon. It's pretty easy to summon to a certain extent because it's generic, but it doesn't do enough for, you know, the materials that you're using. Like, you might as well just make Rafflesia or make something that is just better than this. So, yeah, it's not good. Alright, for the new Chaptrix monsters now. Well, rather, the new Chaptrix cards. The first one is Chaptrix Pudika. Level 4 Earth Plant, 900 attack, 1900 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn. When this card is normal summoned only, you can add one Chaptrix Orchard or whatever this is supposed to be pronounced from your deck to your hand. And if this card is special summoned, you can target one of your opponent's special summoned monster, banish it, and if you do during the next standby phase, your opponent can special summon one of their banished monsters. Okay, so it's kind of like a worse Farfa in a way, because if your opponent wants to summon another banished monster, you can do that. Now, I like the fact that you can summon this on your opponent's turn with the effect of Sarah whenever you use a trap card, so that Sarah can actually be an interruption now. That's actually really cool. So, you know what? Even outside of, like, the first effect to search the Chaptrix Orchard, we're gonna see this card very soon. This card is actually not too bad. It's basically a worse Farfa, but it is what it is, not the end of the world, and it is during the next standby phase, not during, like, your next standby phase. So, might be a little worse if you're using it on, let's say, your own turn. And unaffected by the effects of normal trap cards, whole normal trap cards. Yeah, that's the continuous effect that every single Chaptrix monster has. Alright, now let's get right into the card that I was referring to. So the field spell that you can search with the Chaptrix Pudika. You can only use the third effect of this card once per turn. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Chaptrix monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. The first time each of your insect or plant monsters would be destroyed by battle or by, only by battle each turn. It is not destroyed. It would have been nice if it was by battle or by card effect. Because, I mean, realistically, the Chaptrix monsters are all very small, and they don't really have any, like, built-in resilience. Well, actually, Rafflesia does, and it does give it to the other Chaptrix monsters as well. But, you know, extra resilience would always be appreciated, because it's not like mirror matches were a thing, so being unaffected by the effects of whole normal traps really doesn't matter right now. It used to matter in the hat format with, like, Infernity and stuff, because if you normal summon whatever Myrmelio or Diania, you couldn't get hit by Bottomless Chapel, so that did matter. You can banish one monster you control, special summon one Chaptrix monster from your hand or grave. So you might be thinking, well, this is kind of like a neg 1, and you're only really playing Chaptrix monsters in the deck, so I don't really see the purpose of that. It looks like that on the surface, but when you analyze it a little deeper, you might understand that, you know, banishing a monster you control might be pretty nice if you're using cards like Crackdown or Ice Dragon's Prison, because you steal a monster your opponent controls and then you banish it pretty much permanently to revive back a Chaptrix monster from your grave. So that's really cool. Or if you have, like, token generator cards, this card could also be very interesting. So this is probably the best effect that it has. The extra normal summon could definitely, like, create some new combos. By the way, Chaptrix combos coming up very soon. I love this deck, of course. But yeah, this card doesn't suck. I guess it's relatively easy to search with this card, but it's not like the best normal summon. Like, I wouldn't play more than, like, one copy of this card. It would be a one of, and then I would play, like, one copy of the Orchard. So that's the issue that I usually have when Konami, like, prints new support for, like, a legacy deck. It's always we get a bunch of one-ofs, but not really a bunch of three-ofs. If this card said you can add a Chaptrix spell card from your deck to your hand, it would have already been a little better than that, because the final card is a Chaptrix spell card, Chaptrix Allure. Normal spell, you can only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn. Discard one level 4 insect or plant monster or one normal trap, draw 2 cards. Now, the funny thing is that this is actually pretty generic so far, so having Traptrix in its name really has no synergy with the Traptrix archetype whatsoever, because again, it is not really searchable, at least to my understanding. So, yeah. Anyways, drawing 2 cards after discarding either a normal trap or a level 4 insect or plant monster for cost is pretty expensive. If you get ashed, you pretty much go neg-2, which is bait, because the Traptrix monsters, it's not really like they had effects when they get discarded, and the normal trap cards, neither. So like in trap decks, you want to play cards like Extravagance and Prosperity, which conflict with these kind of cards anyways, on top of this card being a, hard once per turn. So if you get ashed on this, you can't use another one, and even if you get negated by like Solemn Judgment, you can't use another one, because it's a you can only use and not you can only activate. So I actually think this card is really bad so far. Anyways, you can banish this card from the grave and target one of your banished level 4 insect or plant monsters, or one of your banished normal traps, place it on the bottom of the deck. It would have been really cool if it actually allowed you to reset back the card or add it back to your hand. But again, placing it on the bottom of the deck is not something that benefits you whatsoever. So this card is honestly garbage. It is like, you're not playing a single copy of this card whatsoever. This is a one of, this is a one of. The rank 4 monster, not great, but let's get into some more cards that could potentially be a little better. Last Hope Numbers, normal spell card. This card is always treated as a Galaxy Ice card. You can only activate 1 card with this card's once per turn. Pay half your life points, then target 2 monsters in your graveyard. For the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you can only special summon monsters from the extra deck once, not counting this card's effect. Okay, so you can do that, and then after that, you can summon from the extra deck. Also, special summon both targeted monsters, but their effects are negated, and if you do immediately after this effect resolves, exceed summon 1 number monster using only those 2 monsters. I definitely do think this card is very interesting. It reminds me of, I guess, Tri-Brigade Revolt in a way. I mean, it's pretty much Tri-Brigade Revolt when you think about it, but like as a spell card. It also kind of somewhat reminds me of the Numeron card, that only allows you to like summon once after you do that, only because of like the wording. But you do have to revive back monsters with pretty much the same level from your grave, so that could be a little bait, and you can only summon number monsters from the grave, from the extra deck using this card. It's interesting, it doesn't suck, but I think it could be a little better, and also you have to pay half your life points, so it's not a really good card in time. So, I don't know, but it's always treated as a Galaxy Ice card, so it's relatively easy to search. Not bad, but I'm not a super big fan. Alright, the final card is Rocket Coder. It's a rocket monster and a code monster that's not an archetype, so it doesn't matter. But a Cyberus monster. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's once per turn. If a Cyberus monster you control would be used as a link material for a Code Talker monster, this card in your hand can be used as a material. Alright, okay, I mean, yeah, they all have that effect, actually, all the Coder monsters, but whatever. If this card is used for the link summon of a Boreal monster, it is treated as a dragon monster. Alright, cool, so it's a Cyberus and a dragon when you want it to, but not for Pisty and stuff like that, for Striker Dragons, so it's weird to, like, go quick launch and not be able to make Striker Dragon with this card, but it doesn't matter, because you have other options anyways. If this card you control would be used as a link material for a Boreal monster, you can also use 1 dark monster in your hand as a material. For a Boreal monster, okay, so you can make, I forgot if the Link 2 is also a Boreal monster. I don't think so. I think the Boreal monsters are only the Link 4s and Boreal End, so I don't think you'll be able to really use this card. This card doesn't really look like it can do much. It only has, like, the substitution from, like, your hand effect and also, like, treat it as a dragon monster, but it doesn't make you go +1 in any way, shape, or form. And I don't like that because when you look at like Microcoder, for example, it's a really nice +1. Like it just like this card, it can be used as a material from the hand, but on top of that, when it's sent to the graveyard, it can search a Signet spell or trap card from the deck to the hand, or if it's used on the field as a material, you can search a monster from the deck to the hand. So objectively better than cards like this, and again, are you really trying to play this in like Dragon Link? I really don't see how you would make it, but I mean how you would make it work, but whatever. Alright, for Battles of Legend, Crystal Revenge, a lot of interesting cards again. So Royal Straight Slasher, Royal Straight, not really interesting cards for the Arcana Knight thingy. Dragonades, Dragonales, Thunderball, Dice, Dragon... just a bunch of, like, really fun cards for, like, the casuals, but this is the one card that I really wanted to cover. Clockwork Knight. I'm gonna make a full video on this, but Basically, it's very nice for Cyber Dragon because it's a DNA surgery for machines as a continuous spell, so you don't have to like set a continuous trap and then wait one for a full turn, so I really like that. And also has some other neat effects, so like every monster on the field that is a machine on your own field would gain 500 attack, but the machines on your opponent's field will lose 500 attack, and in the graveyard you can banish it to search an earth machine from the deck to the hand, and then discard one card, so you can search Regulus with this card, which is really, really nice. And then we're finally getting the advanced Crystal Beast monsters, but they're not really good in Crystal Beast, so yeah, the reason for that, you have to play the bad field spell that is pretty much a Garnet, actually, in the deck. It pretty much does nothing. And just a bunch of irrelevant cards. A lot of new cards, though. Number 2, Ninja Shadow Mosquito. This is a card that has seen play in Splice because it is a rank 2 monster that can actually allow you to OTK your opponent if you have 3 bodies on the field and your opponent has a monster with 2700 attack or more in attack. The way you do that is by pretty much trying to attack over a monster and then giving him like an hallucination counter, and then you make your opponent lose 2700 attack, and then you attack again, you burn your opponent for 27, and you attack again, so 27 multiplied by 3 is 8100 damage. I can make a full video on this, but it's really cool. And the rest is not... G-Golem, a bunch of like Link monsters for like Earth and stuff like that, but nothing of significant value. And then I guess some nice rarities for the Crystal Beast cards. Same thing with Blackwing. I mean, it's really nice if you're really looking for like better rarities because, you know, a bunch of ultra rares, secret rares, etc. It just looks like beautiful to look at, but it's not like, it's not going to be game breaking, you know what I'm saying? A DD Cruel ultra rare, Chaos Space secret rare, that's actually really cool. That was like the first league that I remember seeing. Borreload Savage Dragon, not bad. This doesn't matter. Token Collector, not too bad. Frightful Patchwork, as well as Edgem Chain. This is a card that actually was pretty expensive as a common when Despia was, you know, a good deck. And then the Evil Twin Monster is a secret rare, not bad at all. Yatagarasu, a Starlight. This is going to be a pretty good chase card. Blackwing Armor Master and Super Poly, a Starlight rares. Oh, man. Super Poly Starlight is going to be so expensive. Yo, not bad, not bad. And then the 5 pieces of Exodia as Starlights as well. I think the full collection is probably going to be like $3,000, if not more. It's going to be absolutely insane because if you have like 2 right legs, can't do anything with that. You need like 1 right leg, 1 left leg, etc. And also, oh, Plunder Patrol. I didn't see that the first time. Fusion Destiny, nobody cares. Salaman Great Circle, whatever. So yeah, just a bunch of cute cards for like the collectors. Definitely not bad at all. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.